Hi, everyone. Welcome back. You're with us here on the C Morning Show. It's 7:15 in the a.m. And we do know that shopping has been made easier for all of us these days. You can do it all online. But especially today, here in Indonesia, it is December the 12th, or 12/12, which marks a National Online Shopping Day, or Harbolnas. Now, this makes it easier for us to get carried away since discounts and deals are popping up everywhere on our devices. So how do we shop smart and keep our finances healthy, all amid these temptations, you could say, right?
Yeah, and sometimes during the offline stores that happens too, right? Because of the date. Now, to help us navigate through the shopping frenzy without breaking our bank, let's welcome certified financial planner Lolita Setyawati right here in the studio. Good morning, Lolita.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Definitely, I think it's great to have you right here at 7:20 right now, and we can, proceed our day at Harbolnas. And in regards to this, though, I mean, people are waiting for Harbolnas on this 12/12 because there's maybe some people will get the bonuses, the year-end holiday bonuses and whatnot, so they've been waiting for this.
That's true.
But shopping, when you see discount, whether that's online or offline, is it actually beneficial for you, or actually it's a trap because you will shop more for something that you don't necessarily need?
Yeah. Actually, when we buy something, we spend more money instead of save.
Oh, of course, yes.
Saving is when we invest the money that we supposedly have spent. And is it a trap? Yes, if we buy something that we don't need.
Okay.
So if we actually buy something that we need, it's okay.
Yeah.
For example, my favorite hijab brand, they're giving this 30% discount if I buy two. But eventually, I only use one.
Yes.
Right.
So,
the same color too.
Right. So that's the risk of, buying something during the Harbolnas. So we have to be careful.
So basically, these discounts, these so-called discounts, we call them discounts, but it's actually a bit more of a bait for us to spend.
A marketing tool.
I have noticed as well, this is outside of shopping, that I have one of my online bank accounts. They've actually offered me, specifically for today, a little bit of a higher interest rate if I put my money in a term deposit.
Oh.
Now, this is an interesting approach because I'm used to this more on my online shopping apps. But for investment, is this something that is actually wise for us to do as well? Because they're offering an extra 0.5% if I invest today, specifically for a term deposit.
Oh.
Is that going to force me to lock my money in unnecessarily, or do you see this as something that's actually okay if it comes to investment?
Not really.
Okay.
Depends on your need for this.
Right. I should still stick
Maybe
with
actually
investment.
you don't need to invest at all.
That's
or
right.
Maybe you have to. It's better. There's better instrument that you can use.
Okay.
Set that time
Okay.
deposit.
All right. Good point.
Marketing
See,
tool once again.
Exactly. You're seeing it everywhere. That's my point.
All right, so and definitely, I mean, here in Indonesia, it's not only the 12/12, right? I mean, legitimately it's 12/12, but every month you have the 2/2, 3/3, 4/4.
Every month.
Every
on the
month it goes
corresponding
to
day.
this, yes.
Correct.
So how does one can really be focused, in their investments and also in their savings? But then right now in this world, there's a lot of temptations, especially in regards to like shopping, whether that's online and also offline.
Well, first thing to do is that usually people, especially women, they love this act of spending anything on sale,
Yes.
right? So my tips will be create our own shopping list or wish list that we need, really need, and stick to it, and only check out those items and nothing more when they are on sale. So you have to be careful and stick to the shopping list.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if our shopping list is, I've seen memes online where a husband checks the wife's phone just to give them a little surprise, and they see 99 plus in their checkout. It's like it's so many that it's already above what the notifications allow.
That 99 number.
The 99 is like the
it's a trap, actually.
So that is, but my wife does the same thing as well. I do it to a certain extent where we have put everything in our basket and we don't check anything out until maybe perhaps something goes on sale. Do you think that's a good strategy to have, just to put everything in our basket first?
So you can reflect what you need
So
most
we can,
later?
or I don't know.
Yes, you can evaluate it later, right?
Right.
Just put it in the basket, and
So you don't make a
when the
decision
time
right away.
comes, you can check it.
Okay.
Just check the ones that you really want to buy.
And my wife waits for it to perhaps come up with like a special voucher, or if it goes on sale, that's when she'll actually physically check it out.
Sometimes I do that too.
Okay, all right, same. So that's actually not a bad strategy.
No.
But I know that from a financial perspective, we need to have some sort of budget that we already allocate. So how do we look at this when it comes to allocating a budget so that we don't overspend? I mean, how much of our budget should we set aside for these I wouldn't call them necessities, because if they're necessities, you buy them right away, right?
Rewards.
So a little bit
yourself.
outside the extra things that you want to get
Some
that are
kind
in
of
your basket.
self-reward.
Correct,
Yes.
correct.
We can do it simply by setting aside 5 to 10% of your monthly income.
That's not bad. That's
Not
pretty
bad.
good.
To
That's
buy
easy.
our wants or something, like personal needs, something like that.
Okay.
And we can do it during the Harbolnas. That's
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
So again, the percentage will depend on your budget allocation.
Okay.
Some people maybe have different allocation.
And but Lolita, in regards to this, so when you pay, is it better that you pay it, directly through your savings, or with? I mean, there are some people would use pay later, one of the instruments, or credit card. Which one would you advise for someone, especially in Harbolnas, to pay on the cards and also the purchases they want to purchase?
Yeah.
Pay it cash. I mean, the money that you really, really have.
Okay,
If you
right.
pay something using pay later or anything, something like that, it means that you cannot afford it.
Okay.
Simply like that.
Even though it's on discount, right? I mean,
Yeah.
but you still need to use.
If you,
other
if you
instruments.
cannot pay it by cash, then
Right.
you cannot afford it.
Okay, well, I have a question. I use my credit cards, and I always pay off my balance, so I don't want to pay interest. But I have two instances where I use my credit card. One is monthly payments. Certain monthly fees come out of your credit card. But the other thing is if I have to make a large purchase that I don't necessarily have all the money up front. For example, if I need a new laptop, which is something you buy perhaps only every few years.
Yeah.
But if I do put on my credit card, or like a new phone, and then I use it for the installments, the interest-free installment.
0% installment.
0%. Is that something that you would advise that you can use it for?
Yeah, you can do it if you want to, like balancing your cash flow.
Correct. I
Manage
don't
your
want to
cash flow, so you
spend
don't want
so much at once.
Yeah, that's correct. So you don't want this month you spend too much, right?
Yes.
So you make an installment, so it will be spread over the month. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then again, that has to be part of my 5 to 10%
Right,
allocation,
and
right?
pay it on time and
Yes.
pay all the billings and not only the minimum payment.
Right.
Yes.
Your
If
full
not,
balance.
you have to pay all the interest later.
And by the way, with
Yeah.
regards to those installments, even if you have extra money and you want to pay it ahead of time, you can.
Right.
You have to run
yes.
it. If it's 1 year, you have to
True.
run it every year. So you have to make sure you make that full commitment. as
Then
well.
you make sure when you shop today, you have the money, right?
Right.
And you have to have the same balance.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there's a lot of temptations, especially if you see discounts and also with sales. And so I'm also a mother, and sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, this is like on sale right now. In 6 months, my kids would probably need it,
Yes.
and that time it's not going to be on sale.
Thinking ahead.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? So being a smart
that
mom,
too.
I would just buy everything right now, which I don't really, or my children doesn't really need, but would probably need later in the future. Do you advise this, or would you advise when you and of course your family members need it, and then you'll buy it and purchase it at that time?
I will choose when you need it, when you really need it.
Okay.
Because if you do that, like you buy a lot for maybe 1 year ahead,
Yeah.
perhaps in a few months you will not need it.
Okay, then you will find something
Yeah.
else. Because sometimes we were always looking for, right? Oh, this discount is right now,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
need this, right? I'm saving a lot, but if I buy it right now,
It happens a lot when you
yes.
buy too much and then at the end, it's,
You end up
Yeah.
realizing 6 months down the road.
Right.
I could have
It's
just
a different
bought
color.
it.
She doesn't like that color anymore. She doesn't
waste
like
of
purple.
money.
Right.
Right,
And this,
okay.
but my family in Canada, they do this when they go to factory outlets and they see all of these things that are 70% off.
Yes.
They buy it for my kids that are not of that age yet.
Yes.
And they just send it here and they say in a couple years time
You
they're
can
probably
use it
Right.
later.
But I think that's a different case because they don't have many opportunities to do this. So
Yeah.
they try to ditch bulk
That's
purchase,
right.
and then when they come here, they give it all as gifts ahead of time. So let's talk a little bit about a term called revenge shopping. Are you familiar with this term?
Yes,
What is revenge
I
shopping? I've never heard of this.
do.
That's why I'm asking as well.
So revenge shopping usually occurs when we feel down due to some, personal problems.
Oh,
Yeah.
like
So-
retail therapy, something like that.
Correct. So even though we know that spending on money is actually won't solve the real cost.
Of course, but it makes you happy sometimes.
Oh, you're familiar with this.
Yes.
So you have to understand first what's the real cost of
Yeah,
your
reflect
emotional.
yourself. Right.
Yeah, correct. And find the solution instead of running away by doing revenge shopping.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Because I think it's a very short plan. I mean, it does make you happy, but when the bill comes out after that, especially you use your credit
Maybe
card.
you have heard doom spending.
Yes.
That's what's happened when people,
Yeah.
have this emotional
Yeah.
thing going on, and then they just buy anything that they just, not need it.
Yeah. And when speaking about the latter, if you're talking about
Yeah.
emotions, especially, on a sale day like this, how can you keep your emotions intact? I mean,
Yeah.
again, we are a human with a lot of visuals, and we see all of this, not only the discounts, everything is so very attractive, especially online, how, the pricing is attractive, the products are attractive. How can we put our emotional intact that, this is not what I need, okay? And we'll just close down ours, all our platforms, and we'll just go on by the day.
So first you have to keep your shopping list.
Okay, that's number one.
That's number one.
You've been repeating that, so that's
Correct.
important.
And then the second one, channel your emotion into some other activities that really matters, maybe productive things or hobbies, sport, and something like that.
Exercise.
And third one, maybe during this, crucial moments, this Harbolnas, just uninstall some of your application
Right.
or social media, or maybe just limit your exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough actually.
I agree. And in fact, they try to counter that. So one of I tried this once before, where I deleted my online shopping app on my mobile device, and I figured if I need something, I'll just literally go to the website.
Right.
But then
Smart.
but then the vouchers that they offer you said it's only applicable if you use your mobile device. Yeah. So if I want to check out, I have to reinstall it again. So they're finding
very
ways.
intelligent.
They know the strategy you're trying to use. Okay, so I want to talk numbers here. How do we decide when we want to buy a larger priced item that this item is actually worth it for us and it carries the value that we are going to spend on it?
Okay, so you have to stick for your shopping list first, and
Okay.
then do some survey.
Survey.
Yeah, survey
Also.
in advance. For example, compare the quality of two products.
Okay.
And if you already have chosen one, and then compare the same product in two different stores or shops.
Okay. Two different vendors.
that sell the same product.
Right.
And then the third strategy will be calculate the cost per use.
Yes.
Ooh.
For
Okay.
example, if you buy running shoes, a pair of running shoes,
Yes.
which cost maybe 1 million rupiah,
Yes.
Yes.
but you can use it up to 1,000 times maybe.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
So
right.
the cost per use will be 1 million divided by 1,000.
So it's worth it.
1,000 rupiah per use.
Okay.
The other one, maybe you see some running shoes, a pair of running shoes, which cost maybe 500,000.
Yeah.
But you can only use it for 100 times.
Right.
Then the cost per use will be 5,000 rupiahs, right?
Yeah.
So actually, in the long term, you pay higher.
Yeah. Understand.
Uh-oh.
That's what I
This
said to
doesn't
my
work
husband.
well for luxury items.
That's what I said to. That's what I said to my husband. It's a form of investment, and if you think about it, if I wear it 365 days,
Yeah.
and I will, it is worth it.
Okay. I never thought of this. This is actually a very interesting strategy because there are things that we use more often than others.
Yes.
For example, appliances. My wife always says we can buy a better quality appliance because it'll last longer.
Correct.
And I'm going to use it to cook every other day or not
Yes.
every day.
Or
Yes.
maybe your wardrobe. For example, for men, black trousers and
Yes.
white shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's maybe you have to buy one.
He likes
a
shoes,
high
so
quality
shoes
one.
too.
Yes.
A high quality one.
Right.
But maybe for other colors that you rarely use, you can buy in lower price.
I never
That's
thought
right.
of
Makes
that.
sense, right?
That actually
Yeah.
makes so much
Because quality over quantity for me is
I
always
thought
going
about
to be
this
one
cost
like
per
that.
use thing. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
going to start using it. This is very helpful.
And Lolita, of course, we've been saying how we should be, very grounded, especially on, big sale days like this. But again, what we're contributing is for the economic growth. When we spend, it means that we're helping the nation's economic growth. With that said,
Shop local.
So in regards to that, though, you were saying, but we need to have our shopping list and whatnot, have everything emotional intact. And after all of this, how can we have our shopping? I mean, do you have also shopping detox tips? So we already done it today. We've done the deed. So tomorrow we should be aware that we
This
should
is
be
true
to
because
ourselves.
when I'm used to looking for discount on discount day, the next day, just out of habit, I'm still
Yes.
opening the apps.
Yes.
So it becomes like a bit of a
Right.
habit, right?
And mind you, in Indonesia, it doesn't only happen today. I
Yeah.
mean, this sales discount has been already going on for like
Monthly.
a week
It
before.
happens 12 times a year, so
Yeah.
you don't have to
Yes.
worry you missed it, right?
Yes. So how can we detox our day after this period of time of discounts then?
Okay, challenge yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
That's hard.
Challenge yourself by fasting, not food, but from buying things,
Okay.
Anything except for our basic needs, of course.
Okay.
For a month, if you can.
Okay.
And then find activities that are meaningful. Going outside, meet real people instead of from smartphone,
True. Yes.
And then make your financial plan. Financial plan for the future, pay all your debt if there's any.
Yes.
And then maybe invest consistently.
Okay.
Yeah, start to invest consistently. And lastly, maybe do financial checkup.
Oh, what's that?
So usually financial checkup is when a financial planner, they calculate your asset, your
Right.
debt, your cash flow, so they can see the ratios, the healthy ratios for our financial situation.
Yes.
So there will be scoring, and it will say if your financial situation is healthy enough, it is good enough, or it's maybe need attention.
Right?
Yeah. So actually, when people already do this financial checkup, they start to realize that their financial condition is not pretty good. That it will not support their, Harbolnas habits.
Yeah.
So in the future, in the long term, it will give them this, a feeling of how to set up a new start for their financial situation by doing good financial habits.
Yes.
A bit of
I
a
like
wake-up
that.
call. It might not be
Yeah.
a
Correct.
good result at first, but it
Yeah.
will help us realize what we need to do.
Just like our health, right?
I was thinking about, it's like my cholesterol
Yeah,
checkup. It's
we
like,
need
oh
to
my
go
God,
to
bad
a
result, but at
doctor.
least I'm
You
going
have
to do
to do
something
it at
about
least
it.
6 months.
At least 6 months.
Every 6 months.
Oh, that's like a
Twice a
general
year.
checkup.
Months.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like a
Good
general
idea.
checkup for your finance.
I also have
thank you
I
for
also have a
reminding
tip that I've been doing lately.
Yes.
It's kind of working the last half a year or so. I've opened a separate account, which I just basically, when I have an operating account where paychecks come in or whatever expenses go out. But then when I have just enough, I have a set amount that I like a few $100s. I shift it into that account, and then I pretend I don't have it anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's just
and
like
then I either put it in
deadlock.
a term deposit or a money market.
Yeah.
It's a
and
good
then,
move.
and then if I want to spend, I have to resist the temptation of knowing that, oh, I have that money to spend over there, but I have my operational account that I work with. So if I want to spend something, I can do it guilt-free because I've already moved out I have this little benchmark. And then whenever I hit the benchmark, I kind of move it out.
There you go.
Sure.
Finance 101 by
Because I know I'm
Papa
weak. I'm very weak when I open these accounts.
But it's good that you're aware,
Yeah.
right? And some people,
Yeah.
such as myself, sometimes we're always in denial. But thank you, Lolita, for opening
you so
our
much.
eyes. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you
being here
for-
with
And happy
us.
Harbolnas.
pleasure.
Yes, happy Harbolnas Day.
All right, we're going to take another short break here on the program. We're at the halfway point of our show. But in case you joined us late, don't worry. We have more updates coming your way after this. Stay with us here on the C Morning Show, only on C Today.